Yes, guys, this is the instant reaction as Newcastle lose on the road again. This time to Luton Town. 1-0 loss after ex-Newcastle player Andros Townsend heads home in the first half. 1-0 down half-time, 1-0 full-time. I mean, I was going to say, what can you say about that? Well, you can't say anything good. We were poor today, and I know there's loads going on. Injuries, a lot of games. Look, but at the end of the day, we played it. We played a strong 11 today. We had the likes of an Isak coming in off the bench today, and we just weren't there. I think the thing for me that's the most frustrating is that you see it in all the home games, and generally speaking, have seen it from Newcastle. You know, with Eddie Howe. For a long period of time up till late, you know, we're always priding ourselves on that desire, that intensity, that press of the opposition. Didn't do it today, you know, and I don't feel like we have, you know, for a few away games now. And I mentioned this. Don't know if it was the Chelsea game, obviously getting knocked out that in the last second. You know, we've had some tough games and there's a lot going on. But, you know, you've got to get the basics right, and that's what we have done under Eddie Howe, since he got here. You know, he came in and he got the basics right. Get a team who works harder than anybody else, runs faster than anybody else, runs further than anybody else, and that game today, we didn't do that. Luton pressed us. You know, Luton pressed us. Luton wanted that more than us. We had a lot of possession, but we didn't have intensity on the ball. We weren't moving it quick enough. We didn't have creativity. I mean, it was screaming out, I think, for a Joe Linton to get some real running in that midfield. I think it was screaming out for a Willock as well, because we weren't progressing the ball quick enough. We were allowing Luton to have that drop. You know, they play their game and they play it well. Tell you what, they're getting a tune out of Ross Barkley, you know, someone who was, you know, left the Premier League, went off to France, you know, who thought would see him again. He was running the show. You know, Andros Townsend's looking great. Obviously, there's been some, you know, terrible news at Luton with the player who went off, and there was the clap on the 4th minute for them, which, you know, I think really riled them up, really riled the team up. But the Luton fans generally were great today. They were singing the whole time. You know, big up to the Newcastle fans who went down there. You could hear them singing from the start. But again, it works both ways. And you know, you want the away fans to support, but when you're watching something like that, you know, Bruno was trying to give it this to get the crowd going, and you're thinking, well, actually, you know what? Put the ball in the back of the net, and that'll get the crowd going. Not just trying to get them going for the sake of going. So you can let me know your thoughts on that one down below. And we've got one of the worst away records in the league, and that's what I was going to say before. I'm hoping it's not coming up here. You know, I really, because that's the thing. It's like, oh, we're at home. You know, we're good at home. We'll win at home. And then, oh, it's away. Oh, we don't normally do very well away. So, you know, that shouldn't be a mentality. You know, and absolutely no offence to Luton, because they've just beat us today. They've taken a massive 3 points for themselves in their hope to stay in the Premier League this season. But if we are going with or without a poor away form, we've got to be going to Luton and at least, you know, giving them a go. As I say, the lineups come out and we're looking good. First 5 to 10 minutes or so, you know, I thought Luton were the team who were pushing it. It was a very open game throughout. And because of that, even when we did go 1-0 down, I still thought we always had a chance. I think it was, you know, potentially a good one for the neutral, to be honest, because there wasn't really any midfield. And that's not how Luton play either. Luton let us have the ball, and then when they get the ball from us, they're direct and they're quick. When we got the ball and we took our time, Luton have all dropped back in. And now we're having to play through a barrier. So they played it well. They were well versed on what to expect from us today, and, you know, they got the job done. As I say, we had I think after the 10 minutes or so, we started to get into it a little bit. We had a few chances. I think the obvious one was the Callum Wilson header, totally free in the middle of the goal and heads it straight into the keeper's hands. And, you know, if there's anyone in a Newcastle side or even strikers, you know, I suppose Haaland would you'd probably put some money on him as well. But Callum Wilson, I mean, come on. You're putting your house on Callum Wilson scoring that one. A foot either side of the goalie. 2 inches either side of the goalie. He was that close to the goal, and we're 1-0 up. And now Luton are chasing, and we're able to take a little bit more control of that game. Because we didn't do it, it just allowed that constant back and forth. I would actually say after those few chances early on, we started to get a bit more composure. We started to get that little bit more of the ball. And aside from Luton having those breaks, I thought we were looking pretty cool. Not to say that we were intense enough, or we were pressuring enough, or we were creating enough, but at least we looked a little bit more comfortable in our possession. They get a break down the side, goes for a corner, crosses it in. It's Andros Townsend at the back. Obviously, it had to be him who scored. Bruno and Lascelles both jumping up for the same header. I mean, the ball's in the box and people have got to go for it, so I'm not really going to criticise that too much. I think it was Lewis Miley's man at the back stick, and, you know, he gets caught ball watching a little bit, but it's experience, and he's a 17-year-old kid. And if I'm totally honest, yes, it's an error, but you know, it's a team game. You know, we didn't want to slate Trippier for his mistake against Chelsea. You know, Miley will take that away and he'll learn from it. But generally speaking, we were way. You know, we were so far away from it today that regardless of that, well, you know what? So Miley had marked him and didn't score, and then it would have been 0-0. You know what I mean? Like, they had plenty of chances. They hit the crossbar a few times. Dubravka had to pull us out of the mud a few times with saves as well. And basically, from them scoring that goal, Barkley, as I say, hit the crossbar. And before it even got to half-time, we started to make a few changes. We actually took Miley off to bring Isak on. Lascelles went off with an injury. God. And Botman came on. And I thought it was a brave move by Eddie Howe. It showed that he was trying to make things happen quickly. I thought because of the way the game was, there wasn't really a midfield. Luton weren't trying to outplay us in the middle. Probably, as I said, they probably didn't want to, you know? So, you know, screw it, take a midfielder off, stick an Isak on. When the game's that open, chances are bound to open up for us. Let's try and get another man on. I thought it was a smart move. We'll come out second half. We'll look a bit slow. Around the 50th minute mark, we'll start to try and make things happen again. Bruno gets another chance from the edge, which I think were wasted. And then as the game ticked on, we started getting more desperate, to the point where we brought on not just Livramento, we brought Lewis Hall on. Things must be getting bad when Eddie's even playing Lewis Hall, because he doesn't want to play him otherwise. And Luton see it out, Luton take the points, and I feel bad for the Toon fans who made that long journey down there. I mean, there wasn't many of them. Luton's not a big stadium. I think that helped for the atmosphere for the home fans in there, and they go home singing. And it's another loss on the road for Newcastle United. You know, thank God the game on Boxing Day is at home. You know, a different team will turn up for that one. Let me know your thoughts on the game down below. Whatever this away day voodoo crack is, we need to sort it out. And that's the thing, it's not. You know, we are the same team. And if we go and do that, you know, 90 minutes later of this video, that's the frustration. I said it the first thing, I'll say it the last thing. Get the basics right. We have been so good at the basics. Intensity, pressing, speed, quickness, not on it. And I get it. There's been injuries. I don't even know if Gordon's fully fit. We just keep playing him anyway, which is worrying. And maybe you'll comment down below and go, Robbie, you're harsh. There is injuries. There is fatigue. You know, blow your gasket for 45 minutes, and then we'll get some of these other guys. You know, we do have a squad, although it's not as high a talent. Anyway, we lost. Let me know your thoughts on that one down below. Thank you for watching. You know what? Subscribe if you want to. More videos coming up soon. I will be there on Boxing Day. Let's hope that because it's at home, we can take a win from that one. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.